The Batman controversy has gone way too far. Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to another Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video. In today's topic, I want to talk about the controversy behind Batman Suicide Squad. There's many ways of dealing with passing, and the way it's being dealt with currently, it isn't the right way to go about it, nor is it the right way to do it. The things I've seen on social media tarnishes Kevin's legacy more than what y'all say the game did. And to me, the way I think about it is, that's way more disrespectful than y'all saying how the game did Kevin was disrespectful. The life he left behind. Kevin knew what he was signing up for, and he was okay with that. Do we have to be okay with that? No, we don't. But this is what he wanted the direction for his character to go. I also think y'all are doing too much. The game wasn't disrespectful to Conroy in the slightest, and using his passing as a tool to attack the game and the developers is more disrespectful in my opinion. Towards Kevin's legacy. Do you think Kevin will be okay with this? If he was here right now, ask yourself, do you think he would be okay with this? Probably the answer is no. He wouldn't be. If anything, he'd probably be upset that us as the fans were acting like this over a video game and over the way he chose to go out. He joined the project on his own. Nobody forced him against his own will to do this. He wouldn't have chose to work on it if it wasn't a good story for his character. You also have to realize, Kevin knew the ending that Batman had and signed off on it. Whether people like it or not, Batman's story ended, not Kevin's. Stop using the dead man's name as an excuse to hate the game and to attack these developers that put in a lot of time, and they even have a big team. Like when I was watching the cutscene, the ending credits to Batman, there was a shit ton of people that worked on this game. And I don't think y'all understand how disrespectful that is towards Kevin's legacy, but also the developers that put in a lot of time and effort to make this game for us as the players to enjoy and actually get the experience. It's something different. Yes, it might not be the OG Arkham games, but it's something different. Something different that we actually finally needed to happen. And I think that's the main issue. People are mad that we kill Arkham Batman and Kevin's Batman, and it's set in the Arkham universe. That's the main 90% of the arguments and the complaints I've heard so far about the game. But these people helped make this game, and you have to understand not every hero gets a happy ending. Hell, look at the Green Arrow. I don't remember much about his death, but do you think... well, hold up. There's a lot of people that was upset with Iron Man's death in Avengers. They didn't like it. But it made the movie what it was. It gave the story the balance it needed. Someone had to sacrifice himself. I mean, there's a lot of heroes that die in movies, shows, comics, like Superman, Spider-Man, Supergirl, and all this shit. There's a bunch of these characters that die, but nobody really... I don't hear nobody complain about it. I don't hear nobody making no videos talking about how they're upset over it. I don't understand that, you know. I think people, when it comes to heroes, they want them to be sent off in the most heroic way possible, and that's the only way they can have a good ending to their character dying. And I feel like that's just, you know, that's wrong. You know, a hero doesn't have to go out fighting. That's my theory, and that's my opinion. A hero doesn't have to go out fighting like they did in the beginning. They just don't. There's no point to use a man's death as a source of our frustration. Do you think Kevin knew he was going to pass away? No. I doubt Kevin even knew he was going to pass away. If anything, Kevin kept living life even when he knew he had cancer at the age of 66. He kept fighting. He lived every day just like we would. He didn't let that cancer consume him and let him stop him from doing what he wanted to do. Kevin didn't know he was going to pass, guys. And neither did the developers. Do you really think the developers knew he was going to pass? And do you think they did this on purpose? No. The developers did not do this to cause an uproar of people being mad and frustrated towards the game and the developers. Kevin signed off on this. This is the ending I think that Kevin wanted for his character to go out. And I don't doubt that for 1 second. If anything, I believe Kevin went to that studio, and when he read that script and saw, he agreed upon this ending. And I've seen a lot of people saying, okay, well, just because an actor takes a role that's bad doesn't mean it's good. Okay. You have to understand, actors have a choice when it comes to choosing certain roles. They have a choice. They don't have to go with that role if they want to. If they don't want to, then they won't do it. And that's how it goes. It ain't like you're just hired for a role and that's it. It don't. I mean, honestly, it just doesn't. If someone chooses to direct to you a role, you have an option of saying yes or no and backing out of it. Kevin Conroy didn't do that. Kevin went into this game just like he would any other game or movie that he would be in or a show. Kevin knew what was going to happen for Batman. But this doesn't mean that this is the end of the Batman's legacy. No. Batman's legacy continues on. And so does Kevin's. Kevin's legacy will always be remembered and continued on in so many ways. Yeah, I mean, you can't be mad about how a death affects you. I mean, you're using a man's death and an in-game death as a reason and an excuse to act the way y'all do on social media. Because I've seen a bunch of people threatening the game developers over this. And that's what's sick and twisted. Do you think Kevin Conroy would have wanted this? Do you think he would want y'all to act like this? No. So why are we acting like this? Why are we mad and upset because we have to see Batman die? It's in the title. And I know I'm going to have a bunch of people probably getting in my comment section saying, okay, we get us the name of the title, but this is bullshit. It's set in the Arkham universe. Well, pipe down there, little Johnny. Pipe down there, buddy. You have to understand. You're not forced to play a game if you don't want to. You make that choice on your own. That is your own option. And what you choose to do with it is up to you. Not nobody else but you and yourself. This game has been nothing but fun. And I will say one thing. Kevin's acting in this game was phenomenal. Between the time you meet him at the beginning to the time that you have to fight him towards the end. When you fight him and he's in his Nightmare Batman form, it was sick. It was really cool to see as a concept come to life. It was awesome. And I do believe Kevin put his heart and his pride and joy into this fucking game. I really do. I don't doubt that for 1 second. You can tell. Batman in this game he's just like Batman like any other game, if you think about it. And I've seen so many people saying, oh, well, Batman would have had a contingency plan against Brainiac. How would they have a contingency plan if they didn't even know anything about Brainiac? How can you have a plan against someone if you don't know nothing about them and how they work? That's just a simple question. I mean, honestly. But I will say this. No, so he obviously agreed to this end of his version of Batman and his character. Trying to justify your frustration with another man's death is disgusting and twisted. Let Kevin rest in peace and let him be at peace. Quit dragging this shit on way longer and so further out than what it needs to be. This shit right here should have done died down a week ago. And it's still going on. And the game has been out for what? It dropped on the 2nd, and February 2nd of this month. And we're still sitting here talking about this shit. We're still talking about it. I get it. This is probably going to be a topic that's going to be talked about for a good long time, but probably a couple weeks to maybe 2 months until the game dies down eventually. But still, y'all are mad over a death in a game? Really? Y'all are really mad about that? Come on now. But I get it I get it also as well, being mad about this. You've been through a lot with this version of Batman through the Arkham series. You've seen shit that nobody else would probably have seen in their career. I get it. You've been through a lot of shit with Batman throughout the Arkhamverse. Between watching Talia al Ghul die and watching Joker die. And then this is shit that Batman's had to gone through in his career as the Batman. So I get that aspect of it. I think a lot of people are missing the point of this game, though, in this version of Batman. He is too far gone. He's killed a lot of people, including Robin. Bruce would have hated what he has become, and there's no other way. And of all people knew, it was Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn knew it. He was too far gone. And hell, I also think that Kevin Conroy, when he heard the voice lines of Harley Quinn talking that she knew this is what Batman would have wanted, I do believe Kevin Conroy believed this too. Batman wouldn't have wanted this. Batman would have wanted to been killed the right way. He wanted to have been killed instead of having to live in a world knowing he killed people he loved and hurt. Talking on Kevin's behalf and saying this game was disrespectful is more disrespectful than what you're saying. You're talking for a man that can't even speak for himself. That's what's sickening to me. And from hearing and reading half the comments I've seen so far about this controversy and people think that it's okay to do this, it's not. It's not okay to act like this on social media all because you're not okay with them killing the Arkham Batman. This is not okay to get on social media threatening game developers and then tweeting at them and telling them they're in the wrong for killing Batman and all this shit. It's just not right. If anything, it's sick and twisted. People have to understand, when they kill Batman in the game, nobody knew he would pass. Nobody did. And that's what I've been preaching for a while now to other people I've talked to about this game. I've read a lot of reviews about the game, and I've seen videos, I've heard people's thoughts and opinions on it, and I've heard negative things about it, I've heard positive things about it, but you have to understand at the end of the day, it's a game, and at the end of the day, Kevin Conroy signed off on this. Now, do I think this is the end of the Arkhamverse Batman? No. I do think this game has way more to offer than what we're seeing so far. And so far, the reason I think that is, it's just because all the League members, like their deaths, I guess it doesn't set right, or not in a bad way, but it doesn't feel like as if we actually killed the League members. And there's a theory going around that we fought clones, and I have a theory about that too as well. That's for a whole nother video. But I also want to bring one more thing before we cut this off and call it a quit. I saw this Reddit post today, this morning around 9 a.m. And I wanted to talk about this specifically for this video because it hits home. So IGN had made a post on February 2nd when the game had initially launched for everyone global. They said a lot of fans are hopping mad about Batman's role in Suicide Squad, and rightly so. Here's why Kevin Conroy's Batman is wasted in the game. And to me, reading that is just like, okay, it's not his role as Batman in this game was not wasted. If anything, it gave us another game that had Batman and his version of Batman in it, if anything. But I guess this woman either worked on the development team with Rocksteady or Sweet Baby Inc. I don't know. But she says, Kevin was our teammate and many of us worked with him directly for years. I would expect game journalists to know that and understand how callous it is to use his memory to stoke hatred. We do not need strangers to tell us what he would have thought. He told us himself. And that right there, that last little word that she said was saying, he told us himself. I don't doubt that for 1 minute. I do believe Kevin Conroy signed off on this. I feel like they're setting this up for a reason. This is not the end of the Arkham Universe Batman. And this is not the end of Kevin being Batman, guys. He's going to be in Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. And supposedly he's coming back as the animated series Batman. So this is not the end of Batman. And I don't think this is the end of the Arkhamverse Batman in this game. I feel like there's going to be more to come. It's just we're slowly having to build our way up to that moment. And I also want to talk about and mention that, you know, I've seen people say this is a massive disrespect for Kevin Conroy and any Batman fans. There is no reason to play or support this game. And my thought about that tweet is I don't understand how it's a massive disrespect to Kevin and any Batman fan, honestly. I don't understand it. We've seen plenty of heroes die in comics, movies, shows, you name it. You know, and I think the main reason people want to say it's a massive, like this guy right here on Twitter by the name of Leo, he wants to say it's a massive disrespect. And I think the only reason he's saying that is because this is the Arkham Universe Batman and nobody wanted to see him die. And it's the fact he didn't go out in a heroic way like a hero should. You have to understand, not every hero gets a happy ending. And that's just the case. Not everyone gets a happy ending, and that's just the truth about it. It hurts, but you just have to swallow that pride and realize that. And I just want to say that, you know, everyone's so pissed and over their head right now currently because we killed the Arkham Batman. It's the end of the world. Oh my God, what are we going to do? It's a video game. Don't play it. If you don't want to be put in a position as a character to have to kill Batman, then you shouldn't be playing the game at all. If anything, you shouldn't want to watch it or anything like that. And my final thoughts on this that I'm going to say is, at the end of the day, guys, this is what Kevin wanted. And I feel like we should respect his thoughts and what he did, and instead of using his name as a way of frustration on social media to threaten developers and tweet at them and tell them they made a shitty game and disrespected Kevin's legacy as Batman. That's my honest thought and opinion on that topic. And it makes me sad to see people acting like this over this, because there's no excuse and there's no reason to act like this on social. But at the end of the day, Kevin wouldn't have wanted this. Kevin wouldn't have wanted the fans or anybody to act like this. Because this right here is just a whole nother level of just sick and twisted and how people can act in this world. And that's what's scary. People act like this on a daily over the littlest shit ever. Over the littlest things possible can get mad over. And I don't understand it. I truly don't understand it. But this is the end of the video. You guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. You don't have to agree with me, and this is not a video of me saying you have to agree with me. I'm just saying everyone has a right to their opinion, and that should be respected. But the way we're going about this and the controversy of Kevin's legacy as Batman is not the right way to do it. And I don't agree with the way it's going right now. And I don't like the people that are acting like this about Kevin's Batman dying and his legacy. If anything, they're more of a disgrace to his legacy than anything. But let me know y'all's guys' thoughts and opinions down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you'd like to see me bring up another topic, or if you'd like to see a certain topic, leave it down below as well, and I'll talk about it. But that's going to be the end of this video. If you liked it, leave a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new. Hey, it doesn't cost nothing to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. And make sure you turn on the post notifications bell so you don't ever miss an upload I do, or a stream, or a YouTube Shorts. But that's going to be the end, guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys. Peace.